101 Essays that will change the way you think. Summarized and read to you by the Inner Revolution, saving you time on your journey to wisdom. Subscribe to our channel for more free audiobook summaries now. It's a simple fact that life's full of problems and challenges that you'd rather avoid, such as dealing with irritating people or having a job you don't enjoy. If you're like most people, you probably assume that these experiences are to blame for negative feelings, and that the only way to make yourself feel better is to avoid such experiences. But what if you're going about this the wrong way? In 101 Essays that will change the way you think, best-selling author and poet Brianna Wiest argues that unwanted experiences aren't to blame for your bad feelings, only your thoughts about these experiences are. Therefore, there's only one solution to make yourself feel better: change the way you think. This guide presents Wiest's ideas in 4 parts. Part number 1 explains how your thoughts and feelings influence how you interpret your experiences. Part number 2 explores how social conditioning influences the way you unconsciously think about yourself, other people, and your experiences. Part number 3 clarifies how you've been conditioned to ignore your own needs and instead seek external validation. Part number 4 presents methods to help you become more conscious of your thoughts so that you can learn to take control of them and improve the way that you feel. Part number 1. Your thoughts determine how you interpret everything. Wiest argues that the only way to change the way you feel about the people and things that make you feel bad is to change the way you think about them. To understand her argument, you first need to grasp one key idea. There's no such thing as an objective experience, meaning that there's no one right way to interpret your experiences. Wiest explains that no experience has inherent qualities of its own, such as being good, bad, right, or wrong. You only assign these values to them because of the way you think about and interpret them. Therefore, it's not your experiences that determine how you feel, but your thoughts about these experiences. Your thoughts create your experiences, while many self-help authors mirror Wiest's view that your thoughts determine how you interpret experiences. Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, takes this idea one step further. He claims that your thoughts aren't only a response to your experiences, but are also the cause of your experiences. He explains that your thoughts during an experience determine how you react to it. This reaction shapes how subsequent experiences play out. For example, consider how your thoughts during a heated discussion shape what happens next. When you think the other person is trying to upset you, you feel wronged and react defensively or aggressively. The discussion then turns to conflict. On the other hand, when you think the other person is simply expressing their opinion, you don't take their words personally and find it easier to respond rationally. This helps ease the tension and keep you and the other person on friendly terms. Feedback loops reinforce your thoughts and feelings. Additionally, Wiest argues that it's difficult to change the way you think and feel about what happens to you. This is because your thinking patterns lock you into a feedback loop that reinforces the way you interpret your experiences. The following 5-step process illustrates how feedback loops reinforce your thoughts and feelings. Your state of mind influences what types of thoughts you have. For example, you're experiencing stress, so you have worrisome thoughts. Those thoughts influence the way you feel. Your worrisome thoughts make you feel anxious, and this increases your stress levels. Your feelings determine what you pay attention to. Your feelings of anxiety compel you to focus disproportionately on things that are going wrong in your life. As a result, you engage in more worrisome thoughts and further increase your stress levels. What you pay attention to determines how you interpret and judge your experiences. Your focus on what's going wrong in your life leads you to judge your experiences as difficult or problematic, because it blocks you from perceiving what's going well in your life. Your judgments reinforce how you feel, what you think, and your state of mind. Because you're judging your experiences as problematic, you continue to feel anxious and you believe that you have a reason to experience stress. As a result, you continue to interpret everything that happens from this negative perspective. How unconscious biases reinforce feedback loops. Psychological research expands upon Wiest's description of the interpretation process by explaining that your habitual thoughts and feelings are influenced and reinforced by cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are the result of your brain's attempt to make quick judgments based on your past experiences, and they shape the way you think about and perceive your environment. There are many different types of cognitive biases, and each of them influences your perception in different ways. The most common forms are confirmation bias, the tendency to pay more attention to the information that confirms and reinforces your opinion, and negativity bias, the tendency to notice and dwell on the negative aspects of your experience. The example in the 5-step process above demonstrates how both of these biases reinforce how you feel, what you think, and your state of mind. The confirmation bias influences you to only notice and interpret experiences that reinforce your feelings of anxiety. Likewise, the negativity bias keeps you focused on what you dislike or fear about your experiences. As a result, you find it difficult to disentangle yourself from your stressful state of mind, think differently, and ease your feelings of anxiety. Your thoughts shape your view of the past and future. Weist claims that this process of interpretation isn't limited to the present moment. Your thoughts also impact the way you experience memories of the past or expectations for the future, because you project your current state of mind onto whatever you think about. This explains why your feelings about the past or future often fluctuate depending on your current mood. Short form note: the psychological term mood congruency explains why memories and expectations change according to your mood. You rely on your imagination to construct your memories and expectations. However, your emotions and imagination are inextricably linked, meaning that your current emotions determine the emotional content of your recollections or expectations. Part number 2. You're not conscious of your thoughts or why you think them. Since everything you experience is simply a reflection of the way you think, it follows then, that to experience things differently, you just need to change your thoughts. However, Weist argues, before you can change your thoughts, you first need to become conscious of them and understand why you currently think the way that you do. In this second part of the guide, we'll explain why you don't have complete autonomy over the way you think and how this impacts the way you interpret your experiences, how you experience happiness, and how you judge yourself. Short form note: many self-help practitioners agree that understanding why you think the way that you do is the key to changing your thoughts. Without this understanding, you're more likely to believe that your thoughts are entirely rational, because your experiences justify your thoughts, and you won't feel motivated to change the way that you think about or interpret your experiences. You subconsciously think like others to feel happy. While you might believe that you consciously control your thoughts, Weist claims that you're often not conscious of your thoughts or why you think them. This is because you never consciously chose the thoughts you habitually think or the beliefs that reinforce them. Rather, you subconsciously adopted the thoughts and beliefs of your family, your friends, and your culture. According to Weist, these adopted thoughts and beliefs influence your entire worldview, how you judge the world, your place in it, and the circumstances you face. In other words, everything you've ever thought of as good, bad, right, wrong, beautiful, or ugly has simply been a reflection of the way other people have influenced you. Why would you adopt the thoughts of those around you? According to Weist, you likely found early on in life that it was the only way you could experience comfort and happiness. She explains that, as a child, your comfort and happiness depended on conforming to the expectations of other people. If you acted according to their desires and expectations, you were rewarded, for example, with extra attention and affection. This made you feel comfortable and happy. If you acted against their desires and expectations, you were punished, for example, with rejection or social humiliation. This made you feel uncomfortable and unhappy. Short form note: researchers confirm that we unconsciously internalize the unspoken rules and biases of our social groups so that we can instinctively cooperate with others. Our inherent need to feel connected to others and to avoid punishment motivates us to adopt these rules. In addition, this need for connection encourages us to spend time with people who are similar to us. The feeling of sameness enhances our sense of belonging. However, being around like-minded people makes it difficult to think differently, because surrounding ourselves with people who believe the same things we've been conditioned to believe reinforces our thinking patterns. Your happiness depends on making others happy. Wiest claims that your early experiences conditioned you to believe that you could only ever be comfortable and happy as long as you acted in a way that conformed to what other people wanted and expected from you. In other words, you could only be happy if you made other people happy. And, to successfully act out your part, you learned to think and interpret the world in the same way that the people you relied on for your comfort and happiness did. The following example illustrates how you were conditioned to adopt other people's thoughts and interpretations. You noticed that your teacher gave you a gold star and a smile when you got perfect grades, and a red cross coupled with a stern look when you performed poorly. Your teacher's responses